Hello students, welcome to Toppscholars. Today we will learn about the protractor and measuring angles with the help of protractor. So let us begin. What do you mean by angle? Whenever two lines intersect, an angle is formed between them. So here we see two rays intersecting at a point and then the angle between them is formed. But what is the measure of this angle? Or in other words, how much is this angle? We will be measuring with the help of protractor. But what is a protractor? A device which looks like this is called a protractor. It is made of plastic and just like your scale, but the shape is different. It is in semicircle shape. Now, there are certain important things to be remembered in a protractor. The horizontal line at the bottom is called as the base line. Very important to be remembered because we will be using this line for measuring angles. Then, at the midpoint of this line, there is a dot where a vertical line also is there. This particular point is called as the center of the protractor. Again, the center of the protractor is extremely important. We will be coinciding or placing this center on the vertex of every angle to be measured. Right? Now, there are numbers written on the protractor. These numbers tell us how much angle is drawn. Now, you see that there are two different lines of numbers, or I can say we have two scales. One is called as the inner scale, which starts from 0 on the right side and goes anti-clockwise till 180 on the left side. We also have a outer scale. The outer scale starts from the left. The 0 is on the left. It goes in clockwise direction till it reaches 180 on the right. So, the two scales start from opposite directions and end in opposite direction. Simple. We require this because the angles can be drawn in any side. How? That we will see. So, the standard unit for measuring an angle is called degree. And to measure an angle in degrees, what do we use? We use a protractor. We have just seen what do you mean by protractor. So let us start measuring angle, students. I have drawn an angle. What is the measure? I have to find it. How do I do that? I locate the vertex of the angle and at this point I will place the center of the protractor. See, the center of the protractor is exactly on the vertex. Also, students, the baseline of the protractor, the horizontal baseline of the protractor is coinciding with the one of the arms of the angle. Here, I have coincided with the bottom horizontal arm of the angle. 2 points to be remembered. Center of protractor on the vertex and the baseline on one of the arms. With that is done, you can start measuring the angle. Now we see that the arm is on the right hand side of the center. So we will start measuring from the 0 on the right hand side of the scale. That is the inner scale. And if we start measuring from 0, we will see that from right hand side we start measuring, it will go up till 0, 10, 20, 30, 40 and 60. Students, focus on the inner scale. The inner scale starts with 0 on the right, goes on till 60 on the upper arm or the second arm of the angle. What is the measure of the angle here? Yes, it is 60 degree because the second arm coincides with the 60 mark on the protractor. Have you understood, my dear students? Shall we take one more example to understand it better? Let's do it. Let's take this angle. Do not judge the measure just by looking at it. Always measure the angle with protractor to get the correct answer. Now, again, this looks like, or I would say it is a right angle. But let us measure it and confirm it. Again, at the vertex of the angle, I keep my center of the protractor. Correct? Again, the baseline coincides with one arm of the angle. And where it coincides, the 0 is of the inner scale. So, inner scale 0 lies on the initial arm of the angle. So, I start measuring from there, that is from the right hand side, and I go all the way. The final arm coincides with the 90 mark of the protractor. So, what do I understand from this? That the measure of the angle is 90 degree. So, it is right angle as we had already judged. Let's take one more example. Students, try to do this on your own. However, see here that the arm on the base is pointing to the left this time. However, it shouldn't matter. Focus on the vertex and align the center of the protractor at the vertex. Done. And the baseline this time is on the left side. So, check for the 0 on the left side. Which 0 is on the left side? Outer scale 0 is on the left side. So, this time you will be measuring from the outer scale. Remember, my dear students, you have to select the scale correctly or else you will get an incorrect answer. So, here the 0 is of the outer scale, which is coinciding with the arm. So, we measure the angle, and from 0 it goes all the way to 70, 80, 90, 100, 110, 120, 130. Look at the outer scale. It goes till 130. So, the measure of this angle is 130 degrees. So, have you learned how to measure angles? Correct? So, in this video, two important things you have learned, my dear students. First, you learned about protractor, a new device, a beautiful device, just like your scale, but this time for measuring angles. You understood what are the important features, what is a baseline, what is the center, and what is inner and outer scale of a protractor. Then, with the help of protractor, you learned how to measure angles. How to do that? Coincide the center with the vertex and the baseline with the first arm. Depending upon whether the arm is on the right side or left side, you will select the scale where 0 is coinciding with the arm and then measure the angle. Simple, isn't it, students? Thank you for watching this video. Stay tuned to Top Scholars.
To learn more about this topic, download Toppscholars app.